and welcome to the Survivor to Thriver show with your transformation guru, Samia Bano. Are you overcoming big challenges in your life? Do you want to transform the world? Is fear holding you back from taking the bold action you need to create massive positive change? If so, keep listening and transform that fear into freedom. We are engaging in a campaign. Hashtag Happiness Tips for POTUS. That's hashtag Happiness Tips for President of the United States. And I am engaging in this campaign because as a Muslim, I have learned to love for others what I love for myself. And that includes our president. So the happiness tip for today is to let yourself feel your feelings. Let yourself feel your feelings. Look, we all have what we generally think of as positive feelings and negative feelings. Positive feelings like inner peace, happiness, and joy are feelings that make us feel really good, and we enjoy the experience of feeling them. We want to feel them. However, the feelings that we think of as negative, such as sadness, anger, jealousy, because we think of them as negative, we do not want to feel them. And underlying our thinking that these feelings of anger, sadness, jealousy, shaming, blaming, etc., our thinking that these feelings are negative, there's usually actually a fear. The fear of being overwhelmed by these powerful emotions. The fear born of not knowing how to deal with these feelings in the most effective ways. These emotions are extremely powerful. And when we're feeling them, of course, we're not feeling good. That's not the point of these feelings. And if you don't know how to deal with them, if you don't know how to shift out of them, then you can really feel trapped. And it's horrible to feel trapped in such negative energy. I know this struggle very well because I am a survivor of child sexual abuse. And as a survivor, for years, many years, I struggled with these powerful negative emotions: anger, sadness, hate, shame, guilt. And I didn't know how to get out of them. I did not know how to regain my happiness and inner peace. I did feel extremely trapped. I was suffering, and no one wants to suffer. I didn't want to suffer. So, in the absence of knowing how to transform these feelings or shift out of them into something more positive, like inner peace, like happiness, like joy, I tried to deny and suppress these feelings. I tried to act as if nothing was wrong, as if everything was just fine, and just forget about it. But fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, life doesn't work that way. Even if we manage to suppress or deny our feelings in the short term for some time, in the long term, it's a losing battle. You may have heard of the analogies that people give of what happens when you try to deny and suppress, or rather bottle up is the phrase. Don't bottle up your anger, people will tell you. Because if you do, well, one day it will burst. And when it bursts, you see, then it creates even more damage, and it's even more difficult to control. Because when you bottle up the anger, it actually intensifies. And the same is also true of our other emotions. Any emotion that you try to suppress or deny will behave in the same way. It will intensify, and eventually, sooner or later, it will force itself upon your consciousness. It'll force you to deal with it. Now, you may think that this is a bad thing, but actually it is not. And you realize that this is not a bad thing when you realize the true reason why you have these emotions and what they're trying to do for you. These emotions that we think of as negative, they're actually our friends. Our emotions are our friends. All our emotions are our friends. And what we think of as negative emotions are actually there to warn us when we have a need that's not being met. When there's something going on in our lives that is not allowing our needs to be met. They're letting us know that there is something wrong with the way things are, or with how we may be acting. Wrong in the sense that we're not being able to meet our needs in that situation. And of course, don't you want to be warned when there is something wrong, something going on that is preventing you from being able to meet your needs? Of course you want that warning. Of course you want to know if you're doing something that's taking you in the wrong direction, in a direction that's going to actually prevent you from meeting your needs. So a truly happy person is not one who denies and suppresses their feelings. A truly happy person is one who always allows themselves to feel their feelings and honors their feelings. A truly happy person recognizes that their feelings are in fact their friends. You see, being truly happy doesn't mean that you never experience sadness or anger or any other kinds of what we call negative emotions. That is just not the case. The reality is that even the most happy people have moments in their lives when they experience such emotions. The difference between the truly happy person and everyone else is that the truly happy person, because they recognize the true nature of their emotions, the true function that those emotions are there to serve, knows the best ways to manage those emotions. The truly happy person knows the best ways to resolve the negative feelings quickly and effectively and regain their inner peace and happiness. And the key to creating this kind of positive transformation in your emotions, this kind of positive shift in your emotions quickly and effectively, lies in acceptance. The acceptance of your emotions. Listening to the feedback that they have to give you and taking the appropriate action to course correct, to meet the needs that these emotions are warning you are going unmet at that time, then these emotions just naturally go away. You see, a truly happy person also understands that as long as they're denying or suppressing any emotion, they're in fact denying and suppressing a part of themselves. And as long as you are denying and suppressing a part of yourself, how can you be truly happy? You cannot. Because we don't just need to love and be loved. We need to love and be loved unconditionally. We need to love and be loved for who we are and as we are. Because if we are not being loved for who we are and as we are we in fact being loved? No, you are not. And that is why anything less than unconditional love does not truly satisfy you. And that is why it is so critical to your happiness that you love yourself unconditionally. And in order for you to love yourself unconditionally, you must accept every part of you, including all of your feelings. So feel all your feelings. Allow yourself to feel all your feelings. Think about this until we connect next time. I wish you lots of peace and joy.